Hey, so so you guys know we just did 9 minutes of show, not realizing we weren't live. And it wasn't. Is it Dennis? Dennis is the only one with any sort of brains that figured it out. So
I
here we
would,
are
I would, I
blabbering.
wouldn't have known.
Oh, dude, I would
Oh,
not.
no.
I occasionally would look at the running time.
Dun, 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 dun,
And I'm wondering why nobody's commenting on what we're doing.
We had so much fun.
No, they're making CP
You
time
guys-
jokes. They're making Deppening cracks because I'm 7 minutes late once in a while.
We were discussing the Colonel's secret herbs and spices.
I am
recipe.
truly on CP time.
And then
taking over.
Mo flashed the camera, and we couldn't believe she was doing that for you guys.
Oh my god! I used my feet. I
Everything.
ate
It's sucking on
cone.
toes.
It was
And
awesome.
then oh my god, we're not live.
Let's try it.
It's worse than Bob
Back
Dylan
again?
doing an autograph thing. We're gonna give everybody the show
again.
for free tonight, just so you guys
Exactly.
No,
Free show
no,
tonight.
know.
This is
No
Dr.
choice
Ivan,
tonight.
Monique 2.0. This is what we did with Dr. Ivan. We never hit live. We had a whole Dr. Ivan 2.5 hour show that never got.
That you never hit record.
Holy shit.
That was you and Grace on AbFab.
Oh
you never
my
hit live.
fucking god! So we're having a conversation for a solid 8 or 9 minutes, and all of a sudden I
Yes.
see on the side here saying it's showtime. Would you like to go live? And I'm like, wait a second, did we not go live? Did we not do it?
Mhm.
So yeah, that's boy. You'll be quiet. You be quiet. Okay, so we're gonna start all over again, kind of, but not really.
Are we?
I can't reenact that with the same passion. Don't make me do it.
What's my motivation again?
Yeah, exactly. And let me just get back into the scene. So it's Tuesday,
To be
November
fair, we had
10th.
nothing but audio problems for the first 5 minutes.
It's
You guys
exactly
didn't
right.
miss
So you
dick.
missed
Yeah,
nothing.
so now it's much better.
You missed absolutely.
You
missed
see,
absolutely nothing.
G Canada, don't feel so bad. I gave you that pep talk. Your audio, we still do it. We still have gaffes.
Every show is
Anyway,
our
like and
first
subscribe.
show.
Thank you for joining us, guys. Good
Thank
night.
you for joining us. So what we decided we were going to talk about tonight was Oprah and Howard. But I have a little mini ice cream cone that I really need to have right now, so I'm going to go get it. I'll be right back.
What?
This is so professional.
ADHD, ADHD. She's got what is it? It's going to be a Walmart Great
Did you ever
Value
have these?
peanut butter.
Do you have these from Trader
Oh
Joe's?
my God, Trader
Oh,
Joe's.
oh,
It's gotta be Trader Joe's.
Delicious. It's a little treat. It's a little
Hey Mo, $5 says you can't deep throat that thing. Okay. You're
Are we gonna
welcome,
get a
guys.
super chat?
That was too easy. It's small.
It's a small one.
Mm.
It's a Shuli size.
That's Howard's frozen bananas at 2 a.m.
Well, we saw the
What the fuck
power
are we
tools.
doing?
That's just nothing.
Tony Garea. It's got to be Brendan. Tony Garea.
Oh my God. Okay.
Eddie Gilbert.
Oh my God, it's delicious. I just saw them today and I needed to have it. So yeah, like that.
Yum,
Okay,
yum.
so we're going to talk about Howard and Oprah today. And we're going to start with what we started with 10 minutes ago, but had no idea that we weren't actually really starting 10 minutes ago. And that was with the blind item from today from Crazy Days and Nights, which says the following. It's deja vu all over again.
Like we've done this before.
This permanent A-plus list DJ is criticizing the one-named talk show host for showing off her wealth. Is this not the same guy who's known with a nickname that includes a very, very expensive and exclusive beach community because of how much he brags about having a home there. So it was interesting when you looked at the comments because everybody said it's Hampton's Howie, but maybe it's, Palm Beach Penis or something. I mean, maybe there's some sort of name that they've given to Howard for his Palm Beach place, which is clearly worth much more money than the one in the Hamptons. So everybody figured out that it was Howard, and that the fact that he was bitching and moaning about Oprah's money really showed the balls that he has. And we did just discuss for, like I said, 9 minutes, the fact that Howard has no right to talk about the fact that other people flaunt their money, considering the fact that people like the Kardashians will show everybody like their private jets. They'll show everybody everything that they have. And Oprah didn't do anything that was so incredibly disgusting in terms of her.
There was no grandstanding decadence whatsoever from what I saw. I saw a staircase and
maybe a fountain. I think it was a fountain.
But that's what we assumed she has. Like I said before, I said, what is she supposed to do? Go to Tony Coburn's brownstone and shoot it from there like Howard did in Seinfeld? That's far more egregious. But he thinks us commoners and plebeians don't deserve to know what he makes. And let's say if he wants his wealth, then he can't continue the grift on Instagram with the North Shore Animal League. That's what it's all about.
That's because then everybody
Not modesty.
Why don't you put your own money into it? The reality is nobody gives money to her fucking charity. He gives probably 99.9% of the money.
And Monique had a brilliant.
I don't know. They took a lot of kids' lunch money. They took a lot of kids' lunch money.
The Port Jefferson Middle School, Dennis. That's exactly right.
Took all that lunch money.
No, but that's before it was Beth's Furry Friends. When it was Bianca's Furry Friends, they actually ran it like it was a real charity with parties and promotions and things like that. Now that it's just Beth's Furry Friends, it's a completely different animal.
So you saying he's just laundering money through the charity?
Technically not laundering, but you can put money into a charity tax-free every year. You can put a percentage of your earnings tax-free into your own personal charity, and then you can give it out as you see fit. It doesn't have to be given out by the end of the year. As long as your books kind of break even, you can do whatever the hell you want. So that's his way of sheltering money. It's perfect. It's a win-win for him, actually.
Yes, it is.
When is it
Oprah,
done?
meanwhile, builds a school in Africa and then flies those children in.
Oprah.
And Thanksgiving. So the fact that he can moan. Yeah.
But no, Beefus had a cat flown in from like Europe. I mean, isn't that almost the same?
Right. Wasn't there like a flood or something in Italy?
It rained heavily for an hour.
Which is why you never
Austria too.
You never see more than the rug or the washing machine in Beth's Instagram videos. If they shoot up, they go, why are these billionaires asking us for money on Instagram right now? And it's you buy into the plumber theory with him. If everybody knows what I makes and the plumber and the electrician can overcharge me, which is, they know you're rich. They know you. I mean, like what?
Is he that
was
stupid?
the excuse for a while. I know.
There's a big difference between
I
a
think
normal
Monique
person.
had a great point. Monique had a great point. Initially, he got into the habit of hiding money because Allison's lawyers are listening. So he had to hide that. And so that became, and then he got used to it. And then he just thinks you plebeians don't deserve to know. We're commoners. We don't deserve to know what he
However, don't forget, Howard went through a mediator for his divorce. He did not go through attorneys. So when you do a mediation, you don't have to reveal everything. You don't have to.
That's why he was hiding everything.
You basically just throw it out there and say, this is what, this is what I have. This is my future potential earnings. And you can just throw it all out there. And then they say, okay, well, Allison, do you agree with this is what his future potential earnings are? And this is your percentage of that. And by the way, does she still have 2 children under the age of 18 at that point?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Okay, Ashley and Deborah.
Deborah and Ashley, right?
Yep.
Right. Okay, so he paid for them. He paid for her, but she stupidly got married like immediately after the divorce.
Yeah.
So she wasn't able to just, run with that for as long as she possibly could.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And because then all bets would have been off for giving money to Allison because she remarried. So it was just a matter of paying for the kids. What is Mike asking? if you run a charity from your home while also broadcasting from home, can you then start writing off stuff around the home? I'm from Canada, so I'm genuinely wondering. Okay,
Yeah.
so for argument's sake,
You can, but that's like an audit fucking red flag.
Let's
Yeah,
look
but he
at
has good
yours
lawyers, though. He got good
This
lawyers.
is true.
look at yours truly, who makes no money whatsoever, but still gets a 1099 because that's what YouTube gives you, and that's what you get from Google and whatever. And I can absolutely lay off expenses, like my brand new computer that I just bought. So I will lay that off against the earnings. If I buy a new mic, or if I bought a new arm, or the money that I pay for an IT person, all of that shit. No, all of it.
No, it's
You're
all
allowed
legal.
to expense.
Hey,
I have a
does
question,
Ronnie
though.
get a 1069, dude?
Oh,
Ah.
that was horrible. That was just
So
horrible.
does he get the write off refinishing the bowling lanes? You know, because that's where his studio is.
100%.
I don't
Where
Well,
the
it's
studio is.
also right. Hide it from the staff as well. How many of his staff has actually been to his home? Gary once.
Gary.
10 years ago.
Gary.
Gary.
I know of no time Robin's been there.
Let's see.
As
There's
I
Gary.
think about it. So you can't show them.
I'm
You're
sure
decking
he's been
into it.
there. I'm sure Robin has been to his
They
house.
had it fumigated.
No, I don't
the
think
next
so.
day.
I think we'd know about it. I can't.
I don't think
remember if
Robin's been there.
You're exactly
Yeah,
right. This
You
ice
know
cream
what?
is
She's such a big mouth. We would know about it by now.
There was
Yeah,
there
exactly.
was a tale about that with Robin's birthday party that Artie threw for her. Howard didn't go to it. He went to the Hamptons, like to what's the guy, the Elton John guy again, Leon
This
Black.
is the most delicious thing I've put in my mouth in a long time.
He literally broadcast from a fucking bowling alley.
A bowling
It's
alley.
the wine cellar, you
Literally.
guys, not the bowling alley.
Oh,
it's
wine
next
cellar.
to
That
the
makes it
bowling
so
alley.
much
I mean,
less elitist.
Semantics.
It's a wine cellar's not a bowling
I'm
alley.
broadcasting from the garage, but it's not where the car is.
Semantics.
Yeah.
Semantics, yes. And by the way, Bon
It's
Jovial
only
said
a
to me,
wine cellar. It's not a bowling alley. Come on.
Bon Jovial said to me, you took a picture of me of your Mac studio. He's like, but the only thing I can notice is how ugly that rug is that you're broadcasting on top of.
Okey-doke.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, I'm literally in a basement where you would hide, like, if you were a serial killer, you could chain somebody up here and nobody would hear you scream. So
Wow.
yeah,
Really?
on the floor. I will change it. I promise. Where were we? I'm sorry.
He
I
had
have
the
no idea.
staff.
Shitting people up in basements.
Howard Rich, Oprah, bad.
Okay, let's get to that. So then we had the conversation on Twitter. And this was the big news du jour. And this is why Howard was trending today. I love, by the way, that they use this horrific picture of him.
Wow.
She
That
knows,
hat he has on.
quote, she knows how to be rich. She kind of likes to show it off, which is something I'm not comfortable with. I don't think that people should show off their wealth. So, yeah.
Okay.
Wait, says the man that rides around in a prom limo.
Oh, well, everybody just started fucking with him. Says the guy from his Hamptons bowling alley, right? Of course.
How fast did you write that? It was probably
Oh my God, immediately.
5 minutes. He's got it
Immediately,
out of a
like
holster.
as soon as they put it up. Of course, Uncle Larry always like chiming in. Speaking of flaunting wealth online, Howard Stern's wife uses cats as a way to show off her expensive shoes and other leather goods.
Yes.
Obviously. Okay, then there's Monique. This guy said that right here. This guy. And, it's so funny. So somebody named Barry writes back to me saying, "You think that owning a couple of mansions because you can afford them is flaunting one's wealth?" Yeah. You see,
all right, wait. Those aren't just mansions. Combined, they have over 30,000 square feet of living
They are
space.
monstrous. They are monstrous.
It's like Roosevelt and Rockville Center combined, Dennis.
Jesus.
All his properties. Yes, John O'Reilly. I wrote off the Honda Civic ride to 17 Squabble Lanes. You're absolutely right.
You got your mileage, your 50
I got my
cents a mile.
And they went by 2016 gas prices too.
Oh, I love Debbie Dabbler. Thank you so much. I know who you are. How about him farming his wife to make cheap-ass necklaces, grifting for hundreds, instead of donating to charity himself, Mr. Millionaire? Also, should we talk about the tax relief Howard gets with his own catastrophe of a charity organization? All my opinion. I am no one. Good move there.
Well
Debbie.
done, Debbie Dabbler.
Mediocre
Well
white
said.
dude shaming a black woman on her success. Shocking.
Yeah.
So so a lot of people were
G-
very much on the the Bulls of you.
G Canada has a question. 30,000 including the apartment? No, the apartment's with another 5,000 square feet. The
3 apartments.
it's three apartments together, so it's at least
penthouses.
5,000.
It's like 40,000 square feet or something like that.
Let's call it a penthouse. I don't want to make it like he's Travis
It's
Bickle living in
huge.
Times Square.
I have it right here. 15,000 square feet in the Hamptons, 8,000 square feet in the city, and 19,000 square feet in
Holy shit! It's 40,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
40,000 square foot. Two
That's a
fucking
mall.
Idiots. Two idiots that weigh what?
Mall.
They weigh 150 pounds put together.
Yeah, maybe on a good day.
On a good day.
Neighborhood.
For 2 skeleton twats.
Yeah.
All that. 2 skeleton twats.
It's just amazing when people were just, why is Howard counting Oprah's money? A lot of black women were really offended by him because
that's what they should be.
Is that the real Kurt Loder money with a check mark? Or is it an Elon Musk imitator? Who would imitate Kurt Loder? No, maybe that's him. No, 50,000. That's him.
Yes,
Isn't his? Look at
That
him.
really is him.
Holy
That's
shit.
hilarious.
Holy shit. Isn't his Hamptons mansion supposed to be?
I guess it doesn't count if you live alone and no one's allowed to see it because you're definitely taking COVID. Exactly. It's just amazing to me. I mean, people were really kind of all over his shit. So let's hear what he had to say about it, shall we?
I want to see Martha Quinn chime in underneath it.
Absolutely.
I just took something from, okay. So here's Howard's comments from yesterday so that you can see what, this is that video that we were going to play, but we have something better than that.
It's such a great eye roll.
Here we go.
Oprah, I don't know. Oprah's not embarrassed by her wealth at all. She loves showing it off on Instagram. It's fucking mind blowing. When you follow her on Instagram, you see her estates, her gardens.
How ironic.
Service her,
Service her? She's not a car.
Well, she kind of is. She's got servants and like people cooking, and it's fucking wild.
And
she knows how to be rich.
Servants. People.
She doesn't. She kind of likes to show it off, which is something I'm not comfortable with. I don't think that people should show off their wealth.
This way,
But that's a humble brag.
Her life. Yeah. She's not showing off.
Well, you got to be a little self-aware and know that there are people struggling out there, Robin. You got to kind of think about people who don't have to eat.
So is he saying that the reason he doesn't show off his place is because he's hyper aware of the fact that most people that actually listen to him, above and beyond the ones who, can barely afford it, are usually just like working class people who don't have the money to really give to your $120 million salaries?
Howard is more tone deaf than Helen Keller. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely no self-awareness. None.
Is he ever? Let me just finish the clip real quick. Hang on.
Know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. You got to be a little bit aware of this shit.
Well, if you don't show your wealth, are they getting fed?
No, they are not. But, look. I mean, I make a good living and I'm having trouble watching Oprah. I go, wow, she's got, wow, look what's going on over there.
Yeah, okay. Wow, look what's going on. Wow.
This is
look
the same
what's going on over there.
This is the same shit as when he was talking about his neighbor's lawn. This is such a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, his homes, not the yards, but the actual homes are, well, let's just say 1 square acre is 43,000 feet. So he literally lives his homes in living space of 1 square acre of living space, not including the yards and shit. Think about that.
Well, would everybody like to see? Okay, so instead of playing the YouTube, which
let's do the flyby.
Let's do the flyby. Let's do the drone. Let's see what Howard's space really looks like.
Wow.
Here we are in Southampton.
What a shot.
That's 15,000 square feet right on the beach. Look at that.
Look at that. Complaining about the neighbors doing construction, right?
Yeah, you can hear those neighbors. Right.
Look at that shit.
Look at that. The hedgerow.
The hedgerow. Yeah.
That's oh my god, that's such a great shot. It's a Stark
That's
Enterprise.
fascinating.
That looks like if someone tell you that's a new Disney resort, you would
Exactly.
You'd be like,
Looks
okay.
animated.
Wait, there were hotels smaller than that. Seriously.
Oh my god, yes.
But remember, he's complaining about his neighbor's lawn. Look at his.
Monique,
Look
was that
at
the
that.
Pelipad to the right?
Well, hold on. We have another one
Okay.
here. Let's take a look at this one. Let's see what's going on. Oh, this to show you a little bit of the
Gaudy inside.
as well. Yeah, the bedroom.
Man of the people.
There's the whole.
There's his office.
Yeah, look at that.
Where's the pelipad?
I don't know that there's a
I don't think
pelipad.
they have a pelipad.
Yeah, whether he has one or not, it's
Off
irrelevant.
in the
Really.
background.
Kind of irrelevant.
According
right?
to Artie, it's right there.
Hold on, let me go back to that other one.
You know, the thing is that driveway is that's all individual laid rock.
Yeah. Imagine hosing that one down, Dennis.
Oh my
Black
God.
socks.
That'd be exhausting.
In order to have a helipad, it doesn't have to have like an H on it and be like really, really kind of
I
big.
mean, you can land a helicopter anywhere it fits, basically, right?
Yeah.
I know,
It's a
but to
flat
have
surface.
a specific helipad is what I'm saying.
It's supposedly right there. And I guess we gotta really
Bro,
pan the area.
You could touch down the Hindenburg on that motherfucker. Dude.
Exactly.
I like
Fuck
what
a
Chaka
helicopter.
Khan says. I understand having a compound of your international household name and have to protect yourself like an Oprah does. But Howard can live in the suburbs at this point and nobody gives a shit. Couldn't agree more,
Yeah.
Chaka Khan. No
Keep
one's
it-
looking for him, as Opie said.
Keep in mind, guys, as you watch that, that's his summer home.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's his summer home. That's not even like the real fucking house.
I'm sorry, did we want to talk about his winter home? Did we want to see that?
Wait, John
why not?
O'Reilly.
Hold
John
on.
O'Reilly in there. The landscaping is twice the GMP of Ghana. Probably.
Look at this house, everybody.
This is Palm Beach. This is actually bigger than the Hamptons.
Dennis,
This is
that's the
Yeah, this is bigger. This is bigger by two people's homes. 15, 16, 17. This is bigger by 4,000 square feet in the Hamptons. I mean, in Palm Beach. So let's take a
Dennis,
look at that.
they're both power washing porn to you.
Yeah.
Right? Look at
I mean, that is absurd. That really is absurd.
That's an obscene fucking house, you guys.
What
That
percentage
one-
of the year we determine they're using this? You said just
He has to
enough
use
to
6 months.
qualify for.
No, they
call
don't
home
use it
center?
6 months. They really do not.
But he
Let's look
needs
at the
to,
front
doesn't
here.
he?
Is this like a water fountain? Like what goes on there? Like I'm.
What,
Wow.
It's a water feature.
It's a what? Is that a water feature? Is that what
Yeah,
that is?
show-
I
let
am.
me see.
I have a PhD in Ennis at this point.
Yeah, I know
Dennis
you do.
Cosby.
That is a water feature.
It's a
So
water
that's his
feature.
entryway, right?
Mhm.
And it's,
Is that
it's
like?
clear,
And that's
like
isn't that the staff's house? That's probably where the staff lives.
Yeah, what is that's got to be right.
The gardening. That's probably where they keep like shovels and shit.
Well, I
That's
can't
probably
tell
where
from
they-
that.
That's pretty big. That's bigger than a house.
Can we zoom out? I'll give you a little.
I'm just gonna scroll it really slow.
That's
What's the area with
Here's
that?
the guest
that
house.
lawn
See it over
area
there by the pool?
it's a
That's the guest
detached
house.
guest house. Looks like.
Yeah, right
that's the
there is
guest
the
house.
detached guest house. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Right on the
He has
on
a
the right hand
3,000
side
square
there.
foot detached guest house.
Deviated septum house.
Oh, maybe that's the pool house. I'm telling you, that other one is just for like.
Well, that
that's
one,
like-
the one
No,
next
I
to the
think
pool is
that's the-
clearly a pool house.
No, the other one's probably where the staff lives because there's staff there all the time. There has to be. It's in Florida. You can't leave it alone.
Keep in mind, he lives this life, and Nicole Bass had a shoplift groceries.
Yeah.
Nicole Bass slept in the back of an espresso cafe in Queens because she didn't have enough money to support herself.
Benji was living in a storage facility for like 5 years.
Benji still lives at the fucking.
I think he
YMCA.
still does, right?
He really still lives at the YMCA. Okay,
What's the deal with that lawn area? though?
doorman.
That's kind of.
it's a
not
weird
tennis
one
court.
area.
It's just
isn't
like
it?
one of those, almost like a bocce ball type of.
Yeah, but
Ah,
but he doesn't play anything.
No, of course he doesn't. No, croquet or some shit like that. I don't know.
Croquet.
Look at this. This
I
is.
mean, originally it's
What
just one of
is that?
those
That's like a
vanity.
weird
It's just a
head
vanity.
wrap.
Ideally, you would entertain there. You would throw a couple of tents
Oh,
up.
maybe yes, maybe
Yeah,
that's.
I
what
mean,
you
that's
have for a
the
party.
ideal reason that exists. But this motherfucker, yeah, no.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
if he lost his mind over a Peloton seat, You think he's gonna let anybody fucking walk on his lawn?
No.
It,
I mean,
it also
honestly.
became the celebrity enclave. West Palm Beach became the really hip thing.
You know what? Hey guys,
at that time when he was.
I don't think yesterday we gave that enough credit because John
Let it
thought of
go.
that. The Peloton incident that happened at
I love that
Wiggy
story.
over the summer is 100% reason why his kids ghosted him during Thanksgiving. 100%.
Yeah, who'd want to
He
go
threw
through
a
that again?
shit fit at his son-in-law and touching his shit.
Did he
and
throw
like
the
embarrassed
Peloton
the
out?
shit out of Deborah?
No, he did
And so-
not. throw
He
the
did.
Peloton.
Okay.
No, but I
So-
think it's more than that, though. I think it's because of his
Of course,
COVID
it's a
restrictions.
layer
Nobody
cake.
wants to be with those fucking
It's a
people.
layer
We
cake.
heard-
But I
we heard what
guarantee you,
Kimmel's
Mo, I
wife said.
guarantee you, dude, if someone did that to your SO, and while you're holding your baby, you're not gonna forget that shit.
No,
It's such a douche thing. I
that
mean,
would traumatize
like-
me without a question.
it is like fucking Rick James on Eddie Murphy's couch. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck you, you're rich. Buy another fucking Peloton fucking seat. The fuck you give a shit? You're rich. You could just it could be like pest dispensers, man.
This
And
is
the fact
true.
that he was such a prick to him is 100% why they didn't show up for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but maybe
I'm
they
telling
did see their mother. I don't know. I don't
My
know. I don't
opinion.
know. Okay, I want to move on a little bit because I want to talk about. So we heard what he said about Oprah yesterday. Here's how he framed it today.
And your Oprah comments were in the Daily News feed. And it just went through you saying Oprah should stop flaunting her wealth.
You know, I did see that. I saw the Oprah thing and I got uncomfortable with it because
Oh,
I always
fake.
feel like when I read that stuff that it's sensationalized. Like Howard Stern says Oprah's,
Right.
a piece
It's like
of
a
garbage.
pronouncement from Moses or something.
Right. And like what I was
So-
actually in my mind
Okay.
anyway, being somewhat complimentary, saying A, Oprah way. B, what she does with these girls from Africa is pretty great. I mean,
Well,
I'm
that
trying.
came at the very end of the
Oh,
article.
did it?
But
Oh.
first they
Right,
ran
right.
through all the negative stuff.
Oh, fuck you.
All right, so this is him basically going, I was out of my mind yesterday.
Yes, exactly.
Literally, that's what this is. It's like
Yeah.
taking no onus of what he said. He takes
Yeah, no, he
zero.
took no ownership of it whatsoever.
No ownership. Nothing.
No. And it's like it's right there in black and white for everybody to see it.
Wait, the worst part of all is that he press released what
Yeah,
he said.
I was going to say that,
That's
Dennis.
the worst
The
part
fake
of all.
outrage of Leslie Dart and your staff, which we saw in the Pelican Brief, their job is to release this to the press, to get your publicity, and to attach yourself to Oprah to get her attention, which is what
David
you're
says I
doing.
evolved in the last 24 hours. Rob.
Jesus.
Yes, we all do remember how upset he was with Oprah's Sirius Channel
Yes.
deal.
He was
Yes.
jealous.
That was,
Absolutely.
all the way back to
Super
next-
jealous because she didn't have to do all the work. She didn't have to be on the air 3 or 4 days, 4 days at the time, a week.
You know what? I think you
I know.
guys are onto something because one of the big things that drove him crazy is that she never had to show up.
She didn't
And,
have to.
No,
and here
from
we are.
day one,
He hated the fact that she never
his
had to show up.
dream was to get all the money and not show up, and that's
Like
what he
Oprah did.
sold
Yep.
you on for 3 years at terrestrial. That he was gonna, these channels are gonna be programmed from soup to nuts, and he's gonna do it. And he took Friday off, became Thursday off, and his dream. And when he saw Eminem didn't have to show up, he
Yeah.
saw that Jamie Foxx didn't have to show up. He saw that Martha Stewart didn't have to show up, and
Yeah.
that
But-
drove him from the time he
But
started.
here's the
Sirius.
thing, though. All those people did not make as much as he did.
Oh my God,
That-
Coach!
not even
No, I do
close.
not
Not
have
even
a
close,
fucking
Dennis.
push-up bra on. What is wrong with you?
Coach.
Seriously, it's like the 15th time you've asked that.
It's not a
I
push-up
literally just
bra.
have like a basic nothing. It's
Oh my
literally like
God.
the spandex.
First is-
Nothing.
The
It's
man
Wow.
here.
First the ice cream
Boing.
cone, now showing your bra. You're going to put your feet
know-
out there, too?
I'm sorry I wore a V-neck tonight. Jesus fuck.
What were you thinking?
You'll be quiet. Okay,
And-
so I
And
feel
what
like-
does Howard do to every guest he has on? He browbeats
How much
them
do you
about the
have?
money they
How much
make.
did
And
you
why
make?
does he do right?
how
Why
much
does
was
he do
that
that?
deal worth? What did you
To
do?
make sure that he makes more. And that's
Of
the only
course,
reason he
he's
does it.
already
And
looked up
then-
their net worth. You know that.
And then he also goes, and then he finds out if his siblings or parents are jealous.
Right.
That's
What are you
always- that's
inheriting?
Always in that. Yep.
Yep.
Yes, because he really thinks that his sister and parents are jealous of
Projection,
him, for
projection,
sure.
projection.
All right, so so he thought it was kind of really upsetting that that's what they report on, and there's a couple of clips that are all par and parcel of this commentary that Robin had made. So let me just play a little bit of it, just in no OnlyFans, in no order, actually.
Problem is, you're following someone who's too popular. You got
Oh, he's talking
to
about
become
Taylor
a fan
Swift.
of obscure bands.
Apparently they picked
But
on
these
her about
by
news
the way,
feeds aren't reporting the jokes. They're
No.
only reporting,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
They're not reporting
by
the
the way,
jokes.
I went through all
What
of
jokes?
that to get to
What
the joke,
jokes,
which was,
exactly.
hey, follow Psy from Gangnam Style and Lou Bega from Mambo Number 5.
That's a hip reference.
What they do is they leave out the joke, the
We're
build
gonna
up.
get copyright strike because of this.
Yeah. So they're not really reporting on the joke portion of it.
What
They're
joke?
just
There's a joke
reporting
in there?
on
I
the
missed it.
build up to it. There's another really good one that has something to do with this one.
No, Taylor
Let
Swift
me
does
ask you
not
guys a
look like
question.
that.
Who's more germane to show business production wise? Harpo Productions or 112 Productions? Because it's close. I can't decide which. It's very close.
That's a tough call, babe.
It's a tough call. Let
I
the
don't
chat
know.
ponder it.
Could you imagine a magazine of fucking Howard where every single month he's on the cover
All
dressed
No.
photoshopped and
sort of
shit.
like
It's
fantastical?
always like on a white
called
horse or some shit.
That's Beth.
Oh my god, that'd be so amazing. That would be.
Couldn't be
so-
something pompous like, say, Howard 100 News, right?
Oh my
No,
god,
not at
9
all.
employees.
You know what? I think that's a push between those two.
Yeah.
That the Howard
Wait,
100
Roman.
News and
It's
the
close.
magazine covers.
Yep.
That's a push.
Roman. Yeah, there you go. Obviously, the Florida name should be Palm Beach Pelican.
Obviously.
Obviously, the Palm Beach Pelican.
Yeah, 112 Productions do nothing. That's exactly right.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
There is nothing there.
It's just it's a shelter for retirement funds. That's all
I
it
want
is.
to get I want to get some more stuff out there. Okay, so here's Howard talking about. All he wants to do is a comedy show. You know that.
Yes, I know that.
Like if Biden said these things, that would be news.
I know. It's really weird. I don't know when it became like that because, basically this is a comedy show. Whatever I'm doing,
Huh?
I'm funny for
Listen,
you. When
listen,
you're stuck
guys.
in your car, miserable on your way to work. And I'm like, hey, let me see if I can. But, like yesterday, I was like, well, let's just do a nice show. It doesn't have to be controversial. It could just be fun. And Robin and my plan going into yesterday's show is I'll talk to Robin about a bunch of things that are on my mind that I basically had, sort of scripted, not scripted, but
not
kind of
scripted?
written down, jotted on a piece of paper what I wanted to talk
Oh.
about.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, not scripted. What do you mean? So
It was scripted.
it was
He's
scripted.
an idiot.
Yes, you
He's
idiot.
an idiot.
Yeah, everything's a build up to something else. Everything you talk about is a build up to some other stupid bit. Like today, for argument's sake, where he started telling us about what he ate for Thanksgiving, which he didn't really tell us.
No, he got
No.
nothing.
Oh,
He
wait,
got nothing.
he had 2 desserts and a pie with ice cream. Apple pie with ice cream.
Apple pie with ice cream, but then had to be a segue into Wolfie doing a absolutely vomitous bit
Oh, I
about the
turned it off.
bathroom at the country's largest buffet. And it was pretty funny because on Twitter today, Bring Back Jackie was on there and he's like, hey, some guy says, hey, they just mentioned, my uncle's restaurant. And I'm not really sure that, is it okay to actually record people going to the bathroom?
That's true.
In a place like
No, it
that?
isn't.
Wait,
No,
what?
it isn't, actually.
Yeah, apparently it was a whole thing about and I did not record it because it was kind of disgusting. But Wolfie
please
was in
don't.
the bathroom of the country's largest buffet restaurant.
Wolfie, you're doing the Lord's work, exposing at a buffet that heavy people might eat there and might go to the
And
bathroom.
shit their pants,
You're
exactly.
really gonna shit their pants. You're really doing the Lord's work. Thank you for exposing that crazy scandal. It
Exactly.
really helps us tremendously.
Wolfie is like 3 levels below human.
Well, he's the
Seriously.
new Shuley, Dennis. He's exploiting the mentally ill and the special
This is what he
needs,
does.
and it's
This
the
is his
worst
job.
thing you could do. He's going to hell. This
And yes, he absolutely did the Ben Stern buffet bit
Yeah.
again about his, parents going to the buffet every year, and how they would talk about all these chazas who go up and eat, and that he only takes one plate. And it's like, dude, if you're only gonna take some fucking chow mein and egg roll. Don't go to a fucking buffet.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
That's not the reason for buffet.
They just invented buffets in 2022. It's,
Yeah,
it's
but you know what?
perfect fat shaming anorexic
Absolutely.
porn.
Oh my
He
God.
goes there
Right.
to hate watch people eat.
Yes.
Yes.
That's all it is.
His favorite pastime, fat shaming anorexia.
Yes.
And this is ground zero for it.
Yes. Perfect analogy. So,
Thank you.
so then Robin starts talking about, first off, she worships the ground he walks on, right? So we've all established the fact that she is absolutely head over heels in love with him and can't get over him at all. So now what her job is to absolutely just kiss his fucking ass, like on a constant basis. So here, she's just talking about him.
What kind of self-hating black, it went through all of that. And, no conclusion, just wrote what you said. And then I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. They're treating Howard now like everything he says must be reported. And so then I'm looking a little later on, and your Oprah comments were in the Daily News feed.
Right. So that's when she went into the whole thing about the Daily News. And so then she starts talking about Howard and how back in the day when he used to be amongst the people used to ask her about working on the show. But she really made a point of talking about working for you. Like that, how dare people just assume that I work for you?
Yeah.
Right? Did you hear that today, Dennis?
Yeah,
I put it in bold because, bitch, you work for him.
What a
literally,
lone wolf
no, you
creation.
work for him.
she really walked through her
I'm
own
sorry,
drummer.
you're not on his level.
Drew, we say this every friggin' show. What is the point of living 70 years with all the wealth you could ever want and not have gone anywhere, eaten anything, lived a life? I can barely imagine he has a passport, and the only reason he has it is because he went to Mexico twice. I mean, he's never gone anywhere. He went to London
expired.
once, and it was paid for by K-Rock. He's never been anywhere.
Yeah.
If he didn't go to California, I would dare say he's never been past the fucking
He's
Mississippi.
afraid of everything now. That's
Thus making his vanity obsession all the more antiquated and dopey.
Bizarre, you guys. Can you imagine living your life as if you were the one who was a child of the Holocaust? That you were the one who had to eat sparingly and have portions that are, meant for somebody who weighs like 90 pounds.
Representative.
Imagine how much fucked up you have to be in the head to feel
he
like that's
is.
the way you need to live your life.
And then have it down to where I have to lose not 5, not 10, 7 pounds.
7.
Oh, let's
7
talk
pounds.
about that for a quick second. So yeah, so he's talking about how. Oh wait, let's talk about working for him. Sorry, let me get to that first.
And then they would say, you still work for him? Like it was always work for. You still work for him? And I'd say, yeah. And they'd say, why? And I think to myself, do they really think I'm crazy? Like I would stay at a place, I was miserable,
right?
And was being tortured.
Yes, Robin, you would. Yeah.
Tell us all the options you have, Robin. Tell us what your options were that you had an out. Tell us, please.
Yeah.
Check clears, right?
Exactly.
Check clears.
Was there a way that you were actually going to be Katie Couric at some point in life? Were you going to like start doing the, CBS morning show? Were you going to be doing, I don't know. What else? What else could you do?
The chatter would go really well on CBS or NBC.
Talk about somebody that really doesn't have any position to talk about anyone else not doing something, on their own. No. She has zero leverage to talk. She does work for him. Without him,
I might
she
put
is
Fred
nothing.
over her, Dennis.
Fred actually could do something. Fred actually
I don't even know
been
that.
radio. He could have been in radio. She can't do anything.
But he would have never made the money he makes. Neither.
True, but he would at least had a career. He would have had a career.
I see Fred as talking up a Pink Floyd double shot on WBAB in Long Island on some boring Saturday afternoon when you're coming home from a softball game.
Only the Saturday shift.
That's only the Saturday shift, right? You go.
I think
shift.
he could have been a little bit more, but he definitely would have been more successful than Robin.
And he has never met his wife because everybody on that show meets their wife through the show. So
he'd still be single. There you go.
There you go.
Fred's life would be like, hey, make sure to catch King Norris at the Petco dog adoption on Saturday.
He wouldn't even have King
Not a
Norris.
sports
Nobody,
arena.
who's going to promote that?
Right,
Who's gonna
right.
promote that?
It'd be no King
That would
Norris.
be his life. No. He would be like the 3 a.m. guy at the radio station, and at this point,
the night
they
shift.
all just being phased out for just like computers. Anyway,
yeah.
His name would be King Norris on the radio, right?
King Norris.
Absolutely.
King Nucus.
King.
No, the only difference would be the band would be named Pawn Norris.
Latvian Saturdays, says that.
God, Robin thinks the pauses are going to be huge aha moments for Howard, and then he doesn't react, and she scrambles to explain why that point was interesting. Yeah, because in his mind, he's saying to himself, "Well, yeah, you do work for me. So what are you trying to say?" Like there's no part of him that was not thinking that. But I do love this conversation about these 7 pounds, and I do want to get to that. What were you going to say?
7 pounds. Jesus
pounds.
Christ.
Hold on.
How tall is he? What, 6'8"?
6'7",
6'8", 7 pounds.
It says 6'5", but yeah, let's.
No, it's
but
definitely
realistically,
6'7".
he's as tall as Magic Johnson.
We've proven it over and over again.
Welcome to Walmart. I am Fred. You can call me Eric, though. Okay,
it would be great with a Walmart badge where Fred is crossed out and Eric is put over it.
Exactly.
And let's not gloss over the fact that he actually tried to be an actor for a minute. And
no.
Everybody needs to be reminded that his movies are so fucking atrocious. They're like the kind of shit that
movies. It's like made for TV. Like
no, he was like an uncle in a vampire movie.
He was on Law and Order once. He was on what's the movie with Ryan Felipe and Reese Witherspoon? Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I don't know.
God, what's this God?
Right.
Yeah.
Things.
Mo, his movie is so bad. Because I tried to look for it online. The only copy is, I'm not kidding, in Italian. It is so fucking bad.
Why don't you find that?
And it's like that super like 300 res on it. It's
Cruel
like
Intentions.
So
Thank you, Autobot.
It looks like someone's bad VHS dub.
That's Cruel Intentions.
Did you hear what Colin Quinn called Fred during one of the roasts? He goes, "I got Fred over here. Looks like a retarded Gary Oldman."
All right, let's listen to Howard talk about how upset he is about having to lose 7 pounds because Ashley's getting married this summer. So here we go.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man.
Thank you, Lisa.
Dude, I thought I was going to lose some weight this morning. I'm up about 7 pounds. I got to get down 7 pounds because my daughter's getting married this summer.
Howie Brasco.
And she told me her wedding's going to be black tie, and I got I bought a tux from John Varvatos several years ago. I'm going to say, geez, how many years I got that thing? But it's nice. I mean, it looks sharp. But I was lighter
looks
when
good.
I bought it.
It's not outdated.
Well, I don't know. It's definitely not outdated. His shit is not outdated, but I got to be able to fix it. I got to be able to fit in it.
So he starts to go on about how when he was on his AGT days, he was at his skinniest, and he did the big mistake of buying all this clothing. Thank you, Lisa Stein, by the way. I didn't say that. He bought all this clothing to fit his new skinnier person, and then he had it all. And you can't tell me he had any of that shit tailored.
No,
any of us can pop up a fucking picture of him.
Monique, the billionaire can't afford a second tuxedo. Right? No, he only got one.
He has the most ill-fitting clothes I've ever seen on somebody with money. I mean, he looks like a homeless man.
Doesn't anorexics love baggy shit, right, Monique? I mean, they'll never wear anything.
Because they feel that it makes them look even thinner.
Yes.
Because they're like
black baggy shit
underneath it. That's exactly right.
I mean, when he was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that outfit was atrocious. Yeah, it's the only word to describe it. It was atrocious.
And he has people telling him that it looks great, and that's the best they can do.
Yes, that's exactly right. I did want to talk about so here's what he's trying to do in order to lose weight.
Shellbacks Club. Beth is going to have 7 pounds of foot cast before that wedding.
Exactly.
Dumas has got the line with Fred playing the doorman when Ryan Felipe pompously walks back into the penthouse. He's like, sir, you can't park here. Sir. That's Fred's big moment in Cruel Intentions.
I do believe we have an entire show dedicated to Fred's shitty.
We should do a part 2.
we should do a part 2. All right, let's talk about what he's eating these days because he needs to lose that 7 pounds. Here's breakfast. Here we go.
So now I cut down on my calories. In the morning, I still eat my same breakfast, which is minimum. I said to myself like this, I can't eat less for breakfast. I'll be miserable. I love my yogurt, and it's a nice yogurt I put a handful. When I say a handful, I don't mean a pile. I mean like maybe 5 fucking cashews.
You mean
fit in
inside the palm of your hand.
5 cashews.
5 cashews.
Okay.
I actually wrote this down in the thread. It was pretty
okay. 5 cashews.
Not holding it.
Nothing can be spilled over.
Right. Okay.
And I take those. I put cashews 1 handful, pistachios 1 handful, like maybe 7 blueberries.
7 blueberries. Anorexics talk like this because they measure everything to the nth degree because it has to be precise.
And my Metamucil, of course. I love it. I got to be on Metamucil. Dr. Agus put me on the Metamucil. And I have that. It's nice. And I have a cup of hot water with it. Don't even, you're great.
Okay. Ida, my sister is a big Howard fan. She watched the Springsteen special Sunday. She was in shock over Robin's hair. And she said, I thought Robin lost a lot of weight. I said, I rest my case. Yeah, there's nothing you can say to that. I mean,
Monique, the hot water and lemon is actually a weight regulator. It's supposedly supposed to speed up. It's not for his voice. It's a weird holistic weight regulator. So they say. I don't know if it does anything, but that's the reason he's obsessed with hot water and lemon.
I mean, this is a man that is over 6'7". Yeah, and he's eating that's like 300 calories for breakfast, maybe on a good day.
Well, I will confess, I'm not a really big breakfast person, even though I will have an iced coffee every morning. And then at some point, usually when I'm on the phone with Xavier, I will then I will get Greek vanilla yogurt, which I love. And I'll usually put like 4 tablespoons, maybe 5 tablespoons of that with semi-sweet chocolate chips. And that's what I will have for my like 10 o'clock snack. And then
I have my vanilla yogurt, which could be Greek or regular.
Yeah, see? Delicious.
I put a bunch of granola, like this chocolate granola in there, and then 8 cups of coffee, and I'm good. Yeah. And an apple.
And this is, Monique would say, is a veal. He has 0 metabolism, so he never moves at all during the day in any way, shape, or form. Despite
he says that he walks. He says that he walks 3 miles.
Did that fake story with the track? That's when school in session. You really think he's going to a track with all that DNA from the?
I'm going to play that for us just as soon as we talk about his lunch and dinner. Can we do that first?
Yeah, let's get there.
Now at lunch. Well, yesterday I had egg salad, but when I say egg salad, I don't mean anything in. I just chopped up some eggs and this much egg salad with a couple of pieces of lettuce.
Oh my God.
And last night for dinner, I told Beth.
Listen how disgusting this is. Thank you, David. Howard has talked about the ortholesic technique to modulate your voice, and I think hot water was part of it. Yes, I mean he always does say this. So yeah, we can.
It's kind of two things.
Both things can be true at the same time.
Exactly.
They both can be true. All right, so let's talk about dinner, and explain to me what dinner must be in that house if this is the way he's talking about it.
Oh, Jesus.
That's right. I'm calling it egg salad. Like if I call it something fancy, it'll taste better. And then at dinner, I don't eat till dinner. And at dinner, I've made a new rule. I told Beth, I do not have more than 1 plate. In other words, I put a few things on my plate and that's it. We're done. No dessert.
What are these things? What are these things he puts on his plate?
Things.
What are the things?
They're things.
Just kill yourself. What pleasure is there on this planet?
There
just kill yourself. What are you living for? What is
was
the
1,000% correct.
Right.
He's 70 years old. He's worried about fitting into a fucking 5-year-old Barbados tuxedo when all he has to do is go and buy another fucking one.
Right. A billionaire can't afford a second tuxedo.
You can do it. It's okay. Buy a new one for your daughter's fucking wedding.
You know what's so awful is that he has a chef that is cooking for him.
Oh,
and
more
this
than one,
is the way he's eating. This is what he's eating.
Exactly, Super Trooper. No yolks, you fatso.
That's you joke, Super Trooper. They really, him and Ralph really talk like that.
White.
That's like real repartee they have.
He only eats whites. He doesn't eat yolks.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Let's finish.
You remember when he was on K-Rock, guys? He used to eat 3 meals on the air.
Hang on.
My friend.
Yes, I was. And
let me go back a little bit.
We're done.
Were you going
No dessert.
for seconds, my friend?
Yes, I was. And and then I used to, for dessert, I'd go crazy and either have 7 grapes or an apple.
Okay.
This is obscene.
I had a greenback. Just sort of, what is this? How is this a show? This is so. Think about just tuning in for the
He's a comedy show, John.
This is a comedy show. What is
7?
this? How is this a show?
Can you don't say only whites around Mo?
Yeah, I should say when I visited Monique, and she actually lived in the Amsterdam houses, which I thought was crazy. Do you know that spot, Monique? It's the only project left in all of Manhattan. I saw it on a walking tour the other day, and I did not know it. It's right to the left of the Lincoln Square.
They got no heat, no hot water. Actually, those are some of the nicest ones in all of New York. Some of them even still have river views, if you can believe it.
Oh God! If you can get in there, that's a
if
great
you can
deal.
get in, you can't get in.
Right. What's great is it's 3 streets away from Howard's penthouse.
Going up and up and up. So I walk every day. I'm doing the Peloton 3 days a week. I do a minimum half-hour Peloton because that gets my heart rate up.
Peloton.
That's right, Rupert.
And then I do the weight training 3 days a week, but I can't get the fucking 7 pounds off. And I got till the summer to do it.
What an asshole. Really?
Yeah. What an asshole.
What an asshole.
There's really no other words to say.
There's no other word for it.
Yeah.
But it's an anorexic humble bragging at the same. He loves this. He loves that you think he's tortured. He loves this. This is his go-to. It's fat. Anorexic material is a third of his show. When he has this is grooving too, by the way.
And he loves talking about this. And you know what? He loves rubbing it in Robin's fucking face too.
Yeah.
Here's Robin.
Good point.
Literally starving herself for days on end to lose a couple of pounds. And, you know, here's Howard bitching about the fact that so let's say he's 6'5". He weighs 185 pounds.
Yeah.
It is inhuman to weigh that at his height. It's just inhuman. No. You know, and he loves it. He is your classic anorexic, loves talking about his weight, wants
everybody else's weight.
Say to him, "Oh my God, you're so out of your mind. You're so skinny."
Except Robin, right?
Except
There's
Robin.
no reason for you to lose that weight. But the reality is just buy another fucking suit, dude. Like seriously, nobody cares.
And now the staff is buying. Well, what the staff does is they either gain weight or lose weight to get on the air. It's the perfect way where you'll get his attention. He loves bringing attention to anybody. Remember how much shit Gary would take over the year? Every time Gary walked in the studio back from a vacation, he goes, "Gary, you look like you gained about 5 pounds." And he'd spend an hour and a half fat shaming Gary.
Yep, always. Well, yeah, but let's be fair. Gary was like a fucking animal for a while, and he put on.
But Monique, you wouldn't look at Gary and think about his weight. Like, would you ever like? It's not pertinent to anything.
No, that's true. I would never think of his weight. Never. I mean, I would think of Jason's because Jason was fairly huge and ate really a lot of meat. You know, he was very proud of his meat-eating capabilities. But now he's lost weight, and quite honestly, it doesn't look good on him. Not gonna lie.
It looks pretty bad, actually.
No, he looks better fat, of course.
Yeah, he needs to put that fat back on.
But most people look better fat when they started out fat, and you knew them as fat. Like, I'll give you Adele. Adele looks much better thinner because she always had a beautiful face, and she looks much better. But that's saying Adele went from 300 pounds to like a slim 180. So she may have lost half of her weight, but she's still a
big girl.
Normal big girl. Exactly.
Big girl.
How about when Rush Limbaugh lost with the hillbilly heroin thing? He looked hideous. I mean, he looked better fat. Al Roker.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Al Roker looks like a deflated balloon.
Oh, Al looks horrible, actually. But
he looks terrible.
Yes, Savior.
You know, I come from the school of thought that it's like when the magician is wanting you to look at his left hand, the real shit's going on in the right hand.
Yes.
The fact that he's talking about his weight, he's not talking about how Beth is keeping him there. The fact that Beth is going out, meeting people. That okay, if by now he knows how many people watch his Sunday show. If that was a fucking thing, he would be shoving it so far up our ass.
Yeah.
The fact that he's talking about 7 pounds means there's other shit that he's trying to distract people from.
Well, funny you should say that because
isn't John Hine a ratings expert, Monique?
Well,
actually,
he didn't run in during AGT either, if you remember.
So actually,
no, he didn't. You're right.
I've been trying to find the ratings for Sunday. They're delayed because of Thanksgiving. Everything's pushed back.
Of course,
fair enough. But
no, really, seriously, I've been looking.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't know. Like for example,
he's got. I agree. I think he's got so many showbiz insider friends.
It probably did really bad.
Listen. Let's say, for example, when Top Gun came out on, let's say it started. Let's just pretend it came out on Friday.
Right.
By Saturday,
they knew.
Sometimes even Friday night, they already know.
The box office receipts.
So 100%, Howard is in that loop when it comes to this HBO thing. By the time Monday afternoon came, he already had an email or a voicemail or a text from someone telling him how many people watched that.
Well, there should have at very least been some sort of indication for how many people tuned in.
Monday afternoon at the latest. They may have not been released to the public, but he already knows.
Right, Rupert. What happened to the overnight ratings? That term.
He's talking about 7 pounds. Makes me think that shit went south, or not that way he expected.
HBO beholden to overnight ratings? Are they in the same type of?
You know what?
Didn't they have Game of Thrones like instantly? It was 17 million.
Not only that. Once again, there's a difference between what's released to the public and what the creators or the people who produced it know.
Let's
so there is a delay.
Okay.
Let's also remember that HBO lost $3 billion last year. They're very, very cognizant of their viewership at this point.
And this is easy lifting.
Every dollar counts right now.
This costs nothing.
They know that White Lotus is like a winner for them. Like they know that this is they know that House of Dragons was a winner for them. Like they know this, and we know it. We know it because they tell us, and that's how we know. But there was an interesting.
But once again,
as a
he
segue,
has us talking about 7 pounds rather than something that he has been shoving up people's asses for a couple of weeks now.
Sir,
and the fact that it's addition to subtraction. It's like the fact that he's not talking about it says me that probably didn't go as well as he thought. It might not have bombed, but it definitely didn't go as the way he wanted it.
Sir, I have a clip to tell you how he tried to. He was already making excuses for why the ratings may or may not be.
Yeah,
it's Simon Cowell's fault, Monique.
Of course, it's Simon's fault. It's Sony's fault. It's Sony's fault.
Maybe we can get the ratings in Dan's papers.
Exactly. David, we're going to come back to this momentarily. Howard's HBO thing, if nominated, will be one of those titles where everyone at home in America says, I don't know that one. And I know everything else in this category.
Exactly.
So true. And don't think for a second they didn't talk about Emmy ad nauseum today.
Special events.
But let me give you the excuse that may or may not be for why the ratings may not be that great.
Like, I am sure when the Bruce Springsteen interview aired on HBO, there was a portion of the country who gets HBO would say, Howard Stern is so disgusting. I would never watch that. You know what I mean? It's like, I have a horrible, especially people who don't know me exactly, who never heard me on the radio. People think I'm like Satan. They think I'm a really bad dude. Like they think I'm worse than Nick Fuentes or something. But
idiot.
I pointed out in the thread who's front running this. It's just that most people don't know you're still around. I mean, it's not about you're bad or they don't know you exist.
So much so, I will not bring this show up to anybody I know besides us.
I get embarrassed when
you
I
get
say,
people.
Oh my God! I say, oh yeah, I do a podcast. Oh yeah, what's it about?
What's it about?
Aquariums, birds.
It would be less embarrassing if I said it was about serial killers. I mean, it would be less embarrassing.
It's about murder.
Deniability.
And I'm always like, oh. It's the stupidest thing. You don't even.
Yeah,
that's the same thing I say.
Talk radio.
100% correct that he's trying to soften the blow already.
Oh, totally, totally.
He knows the numbers. That's a dead giveaway.
So I'm gonna jump around just a little
7 pounds, Robin. 7 pounds. Right. Gives a shit about 7 pounds.
7 listeners.
Talk about your failure on Sunday.
Well, when he ran, he used to be ripped. So he wants to tell you about that, and then he wants to tell you about a runner he saw on the track. So hang on, let's listen.
I can't run anymore. When I used to run, forget about it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't gain any weight. I was ripped. But I can't run anymore. Bunch of reasons. Crazy reasons. I go for a run. Next day it hurts when I pee. When I take a
So that's me. Stop it. So that's me because I was originally going to stop the clip because I wasn't going to record it. And then he comes out with something stupid like when I ran the next day, it would burn when I peed. So I had paused it and I'm like, oh, wait a second. Let me just continue that. Hang on a second. Let me continue.
Hurts when I pee. When I take a urination.
What are you running on?
I don't know. I stopped. It used to burn when I pee. I thought I had a fucking STD or something. It burned so much. So, but last week was Thanksgiving.
Good stuff.
That's a holiday where people gorge themselves. I did eat a lot on Thanksgiving, though. I did because I had dessert. I had 2 desserts. I had the apple pie with a little bit of ice cream. That's bad. That was
funny.
And
one day, Howard. You're not doing that every day.
Yeah. But anyway, we sent Wolfie to a buffet in Pennsylvania.
Exactly. So there's the segue. But anyway, we sent Wolfie to a buffet in Pennsylvania. So, sorry, I wasn't really supposed to go into that clip. I was going to go into looking at this runner guy's ass because this was pretty fucking weird.
Yeah, David. Also, too, the shittier the HBO interview does with Bruce.
Say that again now. I'm sorry. What?
I said David's asking about how the shittier the show that the Springsteen interview does in terms of ratings, the shittier his radio show looks currently because he's promoting it on that. So it's like, well, how could you know what I mean? If he spent how much time promoting it, it makes his show look more irrelevant on the radio.
Oh, 1000%. But the promotion that he's been doing is nothing short of him leaving terrestrial radio to go to Sirius. I mean, it's really just been nonstop.
No, it actually is more equivalent of Private Parts. It's even
private parts.
That's private parts level.
And the only difference though is here though that the people that own Sirius, that own Liberty, are part of the so it's a little bit more incestuous than it was when he was leaving. Okay, so
that's why it was so freaky, Monique, when I'm watching the NBA game and that TNT promotion came on, and I'm just like, what the fuck is it? He's during a game, and then you realize that they own TBS and TNT.
Yeah. I just want to watch it on Latino.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be so funny. They'll just give them subtitles Spanish.
Robin.
So apparently, according to Rupert Pupkin, the interview is on HBO tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. and HBO Latino at 5:13.
5:13. It's Latino time. What do you want?
Specific time right there.
5:13 p.m. But wait, there was something else he said where it was running 7 times. Here it is. HBO is running the interview 7 more times from 11:30 through 12:09. Right when he goes on vacation. So he'll have promoted it.
That's the other thing, guys, is if the ratings don't come out before 10 tomorrow, he gets a pass on why it bombed because he's not going to be back for 2 weeks or some shit like that.
Maybe on next week.
He's a master at that, right?
You think he's just going to run through the last shows?
We do not know.
We don't know. We don't know. But traditionally, it's a week off, and then he comes back for 1 week, and then he's done.
Yeah, he'll have 5 days to let that curiosity
That's the norm,
die.
but I mean that can change. But
actually, he could be off next week because that would be the next 3 years. He'll do 76 shows a year because that's literally what it's going to be.
You're never getting more.
Nonetheless,
always less.
Yep.
Always
less. He doesn't have to address the ratings.
Nope.
That way.
Oh, that's true.
He's a master at that.
He's until 12/9. So then it'll be like a monthly rating thing because it's not something that's on all the time. And then they'll be able to do it in their monthly thing. And so he's really gone after 12/9, and then it doesn't have to be addressed. You're so right. All right, let me just finish this clip.
At that guy's ass.
That guy started again. Sorry.
And I'm walking with my Beth, and I'm thinking, she's probably looking at that guy's ass.
That guy's going to take my wife.
Because I'm looking at his ass going, look at that nice ass. And I'm like going, I wish I had that. And I used to have something decent.
No, you didn't.
But she wasn't actually looking at it.
Ralph.
I kept my eye on her.
Yeah. She didn't.
Yeah.
Her eyes didn't stray.
No, she seems to have only eyes for me.
Oh, sweetheart.
Wow,
Christ.
corny.
Sweetheart, you have no idea.
No, his wallet. But no,
Exactly.
he was obviously lusting after this guy.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
Got a great ass.
Okay. Great ass.
Yeah, exactly. I wish I had that clip.
That's right, Lauren Marie. Howard's mind and mentality is always that of a 14-year-old middle school mean
Absolutely.
girl. Yep. Girl. He wants to be a 14-year-old middle school girl.
Oh, Mr. D, Rupert Pupkin. Mr. D says, guys, the interview is on HBO Max streaming 24/7. Oh, okay. Well, because that's a streaming service, but I think
no one's watching it there either. Don't worry.
on the scheduled channels, it's
How did he describe HBO yesterday, guys? He went, HBO Max, kind of cool. Kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
Describe.
Okay,
that's hip, Grandpa. That's hip,
let's
Grandpa.
Let's go to Michael Rappaport now. So, Michael Rappaport.
Do we have to?
Yeah, this is actually poignant. This actually is poignant.
So bizarre.
Okay, go ahead.
He's so bizarre on the show. His
Rip
whole
the bandage off.
presence.
His whole presence there is kind of bizarre.
He's a very successful actor. I mean, as you know, you don't see him. He has been in tons of shit, and he acts like an effing wigger whackpacker on this. I don't understand what he needs out of this. Yeah.
I mean, where else is he going on air on a nationally syndicated show to promote anything? I don't know. I just don't know.
He had a falling out with Barstool, Monique. Remember he sued Barstool? He had a show on there.
What happened to Barstool? So now Barstool got off of Sirius.
Sirius couldn't afford him because of Howard, and they dumped him, and they dumped McAfee.
Now they have a fucking gambling site. They're making a shit ton of money. It's crazy.
Bizarre.
More money than anything.
It's insane. So what happened to all the people that used to be on Barstool? Like where is that show?
I don't. It's just like, what is it? It's just like its own website and entity. It went out. It's kind of its own podcast network, and I guess they took all those shows and they moved. But it was and that was like part of why he wouldn't release ratings, because shit like Barstool and McAfee were kicking his ass, and he knew it, and he couldn't negotiate. The silent partner couldn't negotiate it. He couldn't negotiate that his show was irrelevant.
I can't wait for Conan 106 to kick Howard's ass.
Oh my God, that's coming. So when is that coming, Xavier?
It's supposed to be on already.
I think he has one interview up there. I just happened to notice. Yeah, I love that Conan is on channel 106. And it's so stupid. Do you remember when K-Rock, which was on 92.3, and he would take an absolute shit fit because the Spanish station was actually doing really, really well, which was at 92.5.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he thought that there's no possible way people are listening to fucking Spanish music in New York City and not him. It had to be him. It wasn't that people were actually listening to that.
They got confused, Robin. They got confused. They thought the 5 was the 3.
That's exactly right. They got confused. Okay, G. Young says, sorry, let me read. Michael sued Barstool for goofing on him and releasing a shirt that insinuated that Rappaport had herpes. He's a joke in the sports world. Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing.
There's only one person we know that has herpes. And
yeah.
Hey, don't sue us, bro. Rappaport has a career because Chris Penn died. let that sink in, guys. Let's be honest.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
but it's
so
pretty
true.
accurate.
I like it. Barstool launched sports betting. They have it in casinos near Pittsburgh.
It was like, owning gambling was like kind of their brand that they were just gonna, it's all about point. And now it's kind of legal, and it's just a strange entity.
It's legal though, and only in some states. It's not like everywhere.
I don't know why Barstool needed Sirius in the first place. I don't know what they even saw.
They threw money at them.
I guess
so. I guess they couldn't, and it ran out.
You're gonna take it. Chris Penn was a fake Italian. Absolutely. All right, so let's talk about Rappaport. The Rappaport calls in to also, give praise, thanks, and lather Howard's ass about his interview. And by the way, can we just discuss that now the interview was done on Halloween? It is now a month old. So anybody who has wanted to see it has seen it. Period. Right.
Yep.
So okay.
He's
So
literally been on the Tonight Show like 20 times since Halloween.
exactly. You know what? Oh, Xavier, you know what? That's a really good question. So he was on Jimmy Fallon for almost like the whole week. I'd be really interested in what his ratings were, because
And that's not the first time, Monique. He's done that many times.
I imagine the ratings were probably the same as the week before.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, does Bruce bring in the ratings for a Jimmy Fallon?
I don't think music does that all on TV, Monique. I don't think anyone gives a shit.
Not him though. He's done. He's over.
I'm just curious if it gone away. And sadly, Affy, it has gone away. So let's listen to Rappaport talk about the Emmys. Here we go. Or the Emmys, you know what I mean.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. What's up?
Everything's good. You know, I was just just so impressed. You know, I'm not even a great Bruce Springsteen fan, but to watch that interview and to listen to the interview and then to see it all in the beautiful backdrop and the HBO logo. I mean, it's absolutely 100% Emmy award winning material. But I just have a question, and you're basking as you should, because I was blown away by the interview.
Jesus, somebody get a rope on his ankles.
What does he get out of it? It only makes him whack.
Like, what do we have next? Like, I'm sure that your crack staff, your lead producer, Boofy, Green Tooth Gary, like, maybe do we have something lined up for like the holidays? Like maybe like, the holidays with Tom Hanks, or maybe we're doing, Christmas with Leonardo DiCaprio, or
I don't know. We're going to.
Okay. Wow. So this is the setup, right? This is the setup for Howard talking about, what's to come. Yeah, absolutely. Rappaport is trolling, but I feel like
I don't know.
He wanted him to call in with this.
I don't know.
I feel like he, because after this they went into a whole thing about the fantasy football league and all that other bullshit. But I feel like this was very much a scripted call-in for him to talk about what's coming up with the show. So
there's no way Tom Hanks will ever be on this show.
That whole
never
Chet Hayes thing was
the Chet Hayes thing. No, never.
Do you remember we played he had Kimmel on, and Kimmel was talking about making up with all these huge celebrities that he's wronged in the past, and they were whispering to each other. Hanks was one of them, and he said there's no repairing that.
There's no way.
Yeah.
No way.
I would 100% agree with you guys, but then I saw Pinocchio with Tom Hanks. His career might not be taking the trajectory we all think it was going to take.
I'm going to tell you something, though. There's no fucking way that Oprah is going to come on and do an interview.
No.
There will be no rosy kumbaya moment with Oprah.
But guys, what is in this for Rappaport exactly? Is it just he loves attention? He just can't get enough all day long. He's got to call in. I hear him calling NBA radio all the time.
Yes.
He calls NBA radio in the morning show. I'm like,
we like to use this term. He's thirsty.
It's just thirsty for attention.
He is thirsty. Yes, you are exactly right. So let's listen to a little bit more of it. So here's Robin, saying to Rappaport to, I don't even understand why she used this particular word.
We got a plan. Don't worry about it. I want you to relax.
Just stick with the show. You just stick with the show, and superlatives will happen.
Hang on.
And Mike, you were one of the best guests. You were before Bruce Springsteen. You too. You came in. You spanked Richard Christie so hard on his ass,
and he's portrayed as a whackbacker.
People loved it.
What the fuck? What superlatives?
Superlatives? This is not a word that should be.
I don't think she knows that. I don't think that word means what she thinks it means.
Okay.
Doesn't Rappaport have an agent or a manager that says you look like a D-list whackpacker doing this? What are you doing? What do you do? What isn't that your first job is to stop?
Well, no one hears it, so it doesn't matter.
I guess maybe you're right. Dennis. No one.
It doesn't matter. No one hears it.
Maybe right.
So superlative is an exaggeration or hyperbolical expression of praise. The critics ran out of superlatives to describe him. Something or someone embodying excellence. Chili has become the superlative among spices. I mean, it's such just hang in there with us because it's going to be so phenomenal going forward. It's going to be so fucking fantastic that even you, Michael Rappaport, will be just like amazed and astounded at the things that we have going on here. It's just so amazing. Everything's so fucking great.
All that was running through my head when she said superlatives was Princess Bride. And that line is like that. I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Yeah, no, she literally doesn't know. She doesn't know.
No idea.
Right. Like Natalie Maines would never be an actual guest, David.
No.
They have to have some purpose to humiliate them at the same time. They can't just have a straight interview.
She's been very absent though. The last year, she's been very
really
absent.
Yeah, there's no her. Okay, so then Rappaport asks what's upcoming.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm calling it the paying customer. I'm not calling it.
No, I understand. There will be. Let me put it to you this way. There are a lot of interviews coming up. There are a lot of people, but also I have a policy around here. There's a lot of days I don't want to interview someone because I just like having conversation with Robin or there's things I want to do and I need time to stretch out. So
there's absolutely nothing important on this show that you can't have a guest. There's nothing going on. Nothing.
Actually, I was really shocked that Lars called in. He rarely takes the phone call from a guest.
No. But that was not a phone call. That was an ad that Metallica bought. So that's why that happened. But you mean that Wolfie, they couldn't have a guest on instead of having Wolfie at the buffet?
I know.
You're right.
I know. Anybody. I'll take anybody.
Much more important.
And half the shit that Wolfie does has literally been recorded like 5, 6, 7, sometimes a year before.
Oh, that might have been 6 months old. We don't know.
Evergreen radio. I mean, you can put Wolfie on any goddamn day. He can be like on your repeats when you're off for the next like 6 months. Nobody gives a shit, but he wants to stretch out. Okay, so then Rappaport asks about, since it's a fait accompli that he's getting an Emmy, right? So everybody is all in on him getting an Emmy. So let's talk about that.
Can I just ask a follow-up question to that?
Yeah, sure.
If let's just assume we're winning the Emmy. And when I say we, I mean you, the staff, we, the fans. Would you go up there? Would you bring Boofy on stage to accept the Emmy? Because the thing that I'm afraid of happening is that obviously you've trained this monkey. You've given him like a proper name. He drives to and from work. He's sort of he's made himself a part of the community. But being amongst all those people at the Emmy Awards, who's to say that's not the time where it snaps? And
is it low-key trolling or what is he doing?
I don't think so. I think he wants
just
attention.
babbling, man.
He wants attention. He calls
He's
every
thirsty,
show.
Baby. He's thirsty. Not getting enough attention.
J.I. Young, that's the perfect comparison. He's been David Arquetted. That's exactly what that is. That's a perfect comparison.
Yeah. Good. That's really good. He's been David Arquetted. Yeah, I like it.
And there's no coming back from that, Monique, once you've been Arquetted. There's just no way you can get your A-list status back.
So he talks about his thank you speech because now, we're definitely getting an Emmy. And let's talk about how we're going to go up and accept our Emmy. It's really absolutely nauseating that they continue talking about this and then just Gary so
what else do you expect? I mean, come on.
I don't. I
expect modesty.
No, I expect nothing more or less.
Is there anything else you can do to Gary at this point? Isn't goofing on him just so tired and you can't? There's nothing you can say about him. There's nothing he's just unfazed by it all. And that's Rappaport's shtick is to call him a monkey still at this point. That's all you got.
That's his go-to. Well, just like the only thing the boys can do is call Tradio. The only thing that
that's my favorite.
Twink Dude can do is Dr. No now. The only thing that Ronnie can do is be angry. I mean, they all have their little like tropiness that has become their personalities, and they can be nothing else. They can be nothing other than what they are. Oh wow, Benjamin, that is a phenomenal. Hold everything. Oh look, Robin, Fatty Arbuckle.
Very hip reference for the kids. Fatty Arbuckle.
Xavier, how much do we love Fatty Arbuckle?
Great Garloo.
Fatty Arbuckle more than
he's a riot.
He
was framed.
You almost have no idea how much we talk about Fatty Arbuckle, like in.
Are you serious?
The real world.
It's sad, but that's
sad.
what we do.
He had a sad end. He had a very sad end.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
You know, you need to.
So true, John O'Reilly. Mindless. You can feel your IQ shrinking as the minutes go on. By the way, guys, has he used the term groovin since we nabbed him on NPR saying
no, he hasn't since we talked about it.
Okay.
No, he hasn't.
I haven't heard it since NPR.
You know what's really interesting is that what ruined Fatty Arbuckle's career is no less egregious than or more egregious than what Ralph did when on air he talked about jerking off on some chick's naked ass that's passed out.
Yes. Well, what about the time?
I mean, that's just facts.
What about the time that he and Grillo fucked some chick who got drunk and passed out, and they both had sex with her?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
But Fatty Arbuckle took one for the team.
Fatty Arbuckle. # Fatty. Let's listen to the thank you speech. Here we go.
If I win one of those Emmys, I'm going to be like, thank you, and then walk off. You know what I mean? Like, you ever see those guys? That's cool. That's like a cool move, you know. No, I'd probably take all my time.
You know what's not a cool move?
Just
begging for one for like a month straight.
Begging.
You talk about how he wants to go up there and be cool. Like he's been begging for one for not.
Oh,
he's now.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just finish the clip.
Thank you, my mistress.
Of course.
Thank you.
You gotta
Bruce.
do the thing. And
John Landau.
Zaz.
Zaz.
He's gonna be thanking everybody for this, and then Gary, that fucking moron, comes in with this, and you can almost see that he's saying it with the way he has horrible expressions, Gary. They really are like monkey-like, but he stands there kind of like with the dumb look on his face with the eyebrows raised, and you can almost picture the visual of him saying this.
But Howard, you realize something that's interesting. Should you guys get the Emmy for this, which I think is very possible, I think that's for Bruce Springsteen's EGOT. I think that's the last piece he needs. He's got the Oscar, he's got the Grammy, he's got a Tony.
I never win awards. Nobody gives me awards. I'm
Don't say.
Wonder why,
Howard. I feel the tide turning.
There you go.
That boat is finally swinging around in the ocean.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Robin.
What is wrong with him? Did he? Jesus Christ.
They are beyond
so delusional, man.
Full of themselves. I mean,
you know what? He'll get it right after he finishes playing Dr. Doom.
Exactly. I wonder what they're going to leave us with this year. I wonder what little bun.
We talked about that the other day.
Yeah,
100%. They're going to do. They always do a cliffhanger.
Well, now we won't trust anything anymore. Now I'm spent. I can't believe I bought any of it. I will never believe anything anymore.
Well, I mean,
anything
in the past, we've had shutdown SFN, we've had the AGT announcement, and we had the Lexington Steel fucking
Scott the engineer, right?
Yeah, in January. That's just the ones I can think off the top of my head. They always do some
fake plans that they never follow, half-baked.
Okay, because a truism would then be that Artie was off air for like a week before he got fired. Yeah. And that was like a kind of cliffhanger because what the fuck is going on with Artie, not realizing that he tried to kill himself. What else did we have? I don't even know.
They fired Lisa G. Over the holidays.
Oh, but that was a little bit later.
Well, it didn't come out until the middle of January, but it's essentially happened during the end of the year.
Yeah, that's true.
That's always a move. They get rid of people like right at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Or at the end of the year.
All right, here's the big question. Will Ray pass away during the holiday break?
Yes.
You think she's that close?
I think
who knows, man?
She's in hospice. She's been in hospice now for a couple of months. I can't imagine her making it to 2023. I really can't.
Chad, any thoughts on this? Because I don't really have any thoughts on it. He's not really talking about her as much as he used to. I had those two restaurant clips, but I wasn't really going to play them because who really cares?
Yeah, that's not.
But he did the other day. He kind of rambled on about her and some insane conversation he had with her, which honestly sounded like he just made it up in his head, just made it to sound like something. But I can't imagine this woman she lost her husband of how many years? 70 years? Yeah, no. No.
Hey, you know,
Where's
I just
Lisa G, Ida. Lisa G is working.
with
Is it-
cats.
I think on Long Island.
You know,
Monique. I think
hey,
the station I brought up before, WB.
hey Mo.
Mm.
I could be wrong, but I
Hmm?
believe on the
I could be
12th,
wrong.
December 12th
right.
will be
I
the
could
10
be
get this the
right.
10 thank you, will be the 10th year anniversary of the SFN shutdown
Mm.
and the America's Got Talent announcement. 10
Yeah, it
years.
was
We should,
about
you know, we should,
2012.
can we
right?
get hold of Mutt? We should have Mutt on
That's a
the air.
great idea.
We should do
We
a
could, of
Mutt
course, get a
10-year
hold of
anniversary.
that. When is
Great
it?
idea.
Is
I
he hard to
believe
get hold of?
December 12th or ish. It was a week of 2012, I believe.
He's more elusive than Sour Shoes, Dennis. Trying to pin him down. Mutt plays hardball.
I'm
He's
just,
really
I'm just
tough to
saying it's
book.
been 10. I
Let
could
me
be
tell
wrong.
you, Mutt
I
came
could be
through
mixing my
that
dates, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 10th year anniversary.
Beetlejuice Christmas card. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna text Mr. Mutt right this fucking second.
Just say we think it's a 10-year anniversary. You know, want to come on and
I like it.
talk about your decisions.
I haven't seen him. on Twitter in a long time, though. Actually,
Can't imagine why.
Okay, let's write to him right now and see if he wants to do this. Gotta have
Tell him it's Kimba, Monique. That's his ex-wife.
Hey, you.
Seriously.
We are coming up. What is it?
Autobot.
Kimba.
10-year.
What happened is, they berated Eric the Midget like a couple weeks before that, and he told him like you're a piece of shit, blah 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 blah. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Then the day, like 2 days before the AGT announcement, he has the audacity to have Eric clearly reading a script, telling him how bad people are on SFN and that, like, hey, you should tell Mutt to shut that place down. And then that's when Howard does Mutt, if you loved me, you would shut it down. Stern Fan Network goes down. Then literally, like within 24 hours, he does the AGT announcement. So it's a total it's a preemptive move so that people wouldn't. Well, I mean, if SFN was on, everybody's just going to flood the fucking that site and with just a sellout. AGT, are you fucking kidding me? So
I think we can pull that together though too.
It was a slick move. It was a slick move on Stern's part.
On the homepage, it said "fuck you, midget" because Eric was on there looking.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So it's, and we know how we always joke around that. Oh, clearly they listen to our show. They 100% troll these fucking fan sites to make sure that they always have the upper hand. So
and you know what? He relied on Mutt's adoration for him, and truly believed that he had a space with the Stern Fan Roundtable, and some things that he was doing on air for Howard. That
he had Tim Sabian, Monique. We had what's his name? Clumpy Stern told us his experience on there. Tim Sabian would come in and tell him the talking points they weren't allowed to talk about. He gave him gag orders on. Basically a red flag list before the red flag list.
Well,
I forgot about that. They moved to the Clumpy Stern. Yeah, I wonder if Bon Jovial has that one.
I think the move was going to be they were going to, SFN was going to come back, in January, but it was going to be like this muted, super modded out. No horse references.
They kind of did what happened to the Stern show. They neutered themselves, right? They sterilized themselves.
And so Eric the Midget, was he set up to say that? Was he
absolutely, dude? Yeah. The dead giveaway was, and I'm sure you can do this on who's that dude that logs all the that one website that the guy who does it. No. It's that other website that now you have to pay for. That used to be free.
Oh, Mark's Friggin.
Mark's Friggin. You can look this up. So like literally like 1 or 2 weeks before this went down, something happened with Eric and they just berated him like never before. Then the week of, they have him on and like Frodo's like falling asleep and he's just mumbling, and then it goes, oh, and also that SFN, those guys are horrible. You should have them shut down. And that's when, it's like It was totally a fed line.
Well,
And
not
Howard-
too dissimilar to how he started to berate Benji about being late.
Yep.
As
And
they
then
wait
removed
to get
him.
him out of being in.
Yeah,
the,
you know, whatever.
studio
It's
at
the
that
same shit. But then like, you know, miraculously within 24 hours is like, hey, big news. I'm gonna be on AGT. And it's
Well, do
like,
you remember when Jason took over the writing of Mark's Friggin? He basically almost sold it to him, and it became an editorial where Jason was shielding the bad things about Howard, and he wasn't
They
doing
put
a
it up on the
play-by-play.
Howard Stern Show
Yeah.
website.
Right.
Yep.
So they kind
Right.
of merged Mark's Friggin in to do like a daily blog of what the show was, and they just basically cribbed what Mark was writing.
And Mark took it back, and he's like, "Nah, you're butchering what I wanted to do."
Oh, by the way, fuck Mark. By the way,
I know.
who
Yeah,
has
well, yeah.
always like he blocked
Ooh.
me on all social
wag
media.
that finger, girl.
Like, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, and what Howard didn't count on is there was a dude, I don't remember his name anymore, who got kicked off of Stern Fan Network and decided to start his own parody. It was Stern Fans Network with an S.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember that.
So I mean, what's her name was on there? Monsoon. There was a couple other people. I was one of them, and it just the second that SFN went down, everybody jumped onto that side, and then that's when it really, like, the shit really started to fucking roll, where people were just doing these fucking, like, you know, fuck you bad, like before.
But it was
some
mod
moderation.
free,
Now
right?
it's just on.
It was
Yeah.
not ruled by Howard. That's the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Still beholden
Exactly.
to Howard and doing
Yeah, Artie
something.
Fans Network was another thing as well. Yeah.
Artie Fans Network. I see. That's
Yeah,
way
that
before
was
time.
one of the precursors to the stuff out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's before I even knew what a Stern Fan. I never knew what Stern Fan Network was. I had never been on.
Exactly.
I didn't follow things like that.
Yeah, you know, Dr. Ivan was kind of a douche. You know, he immediately was like the band
Who's
hammer.
the other guy that we were talking about?
Anybody who
That's
said
Dr.
anything
Ivan.
not
No.
positive about
Not Dr. Ivan. Remember the guy that Mutt talked about? You know what? We should re-release that Mutt show because
Yeah,
I was really
definitely.
get into it. Who was the other guy who used to say "tread lightly"?
That's him.
That was Ivan.
That was
That's
Ivan.
Oh,
That was
other
his
guy.
Ivan
tagline.
used to say
Tread
tread
lightly.
lightly. Mutt and Ivan were famous for, and Jack Daniels guy.
Jack Daniels. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that after we did the
He was on our site for a long time.
he was on
We
our
just didn't
site
know
for
it.
a long time. Yeah. And he said, I'm
The Howard
definitely
Stern
not gonna tell
bulletin
anybody.
boards, Monique, almost killed Stern Fan Network when it came out. He had diverted all the traffic from Stern Fan Network, and he had nothing. And he was going to shut it down. And then Howard, of course, killed it because it got so negative. He only had the bulletin boards because he thought he was going to get kicked off the air, and he had no way to hawk Sirius.
And he also
that
thought
was
people were
gonna be
just
his
going
way
to
to do
worship
it.
him. He didn't
Yeah,
realize that, like, what people really, and it was funny because full circle of life here, Simba shit is Reddit. And when Reddit started, it was all
was the
about
same way.
positivity.
All positivity.
All positivity, and anybody that would say anything remote, go to fucking RadioGunk and fucking, you know, just
I hate those
stump
fucking
them.
people.
And now if you
I'm
go on
such
Reddit,
a sea monkey. Fuck them.
Oh, Reddit's a cesspool now. Oh my
Reddit,
god.
Oh my
Reddit
God,
now makes us look like we're on fucking I don't know, like
That
like
we're actually fans.
Preludes or
There's
something.
kind of lemmings on there though too. When I read it, there's still like
Yeah,
weird,
you know what? I love
like
Reddit.
lemmings
It's all
on
good.
there.
You know, I
Oh
think
my God, I'm
there's
so
a place
obsessed
for
with it.
everybody, and cool. I mean,
Even
we
the
use
dabblers.
Reddit. It's all good. We love it.
Even the
But
dabbler.
it's just funny how it started off like, you know, like kind of like the embers of Stern Fan Network, where everybody was so, oh, you're a hater, blah blah blah, to now it's like, fuck, you know,
Yeah,
like dude,
they hate.
when the Pelican Brief came out, you know, like the second the people on Reddit got wind of it, holy shit.
Well,
That
there
was-
was just not too
that
long
was
ago. There was
something else, man.
a thread that said, "Is the Pelican Brief the best thing that has ever happened to the Stern Show?"
To us, yeah, not to them, to us.
But everybody
the worst
else-
things
And
happened
then
to
what
the Stern
happened
Show.
is like the original video, which was on Daily Motion,
Yes.
got taken down mysteriously, and the people on Reddit, Jason took it down.
Yes.
There's legal, there's lawyers, and man, people lost their mind. I hope that shit's
Oh.
archived. I should, because I would love to go back and read those threads.
One day, my
They were
friends,
just
my lovely
beautiful.
friends, we will
Mwah,
all
it's a spicy
discuss,
meatball.
one day we will all discuss the Pelican Brief in all of its beautiful, beautiful glory. One day, I promise you, we will have a really, really good discussion about that fucking video, and it'll be fun. it'll be our
that's so
rosebud.
spicy meatball.
It'll be our rosebud.
What's the calendar say anyway?
What?
The what? Calendar? Are we on the calendar yet? What's going on?
Oh, did we want to actually look at the calendar?
Might as well. I mean, it's
okay.
We're at the end.
Well, let me get that.
Let's go to the calendar. November.
That still makes me chuckle. Okay, let's go to the
but
calendar.
that actually brings up that whole little thread with that we talked about last night at the basketball game, because when you actually see the video of how they ignored the shit out of Beefus and Howard, it is amazing.
It is delicious.
It's just the greatest video ever. If you haven't watched it, go to the site and watch it.
Here we are once again. I would like to actually put that up. I thought that was pretty fucking funny.
That is it's genius.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah. Okay, here we are. So this is last year's calendar, 95 total days worked. I know we talk about this all the time, but today is now the 29th. So that would be the Tuesday here, which is the 30th. So yeah, so work tomorrow. Then last year he had off for 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then worked the 13th, 14th, 15th.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening. I think he'll go out and disappear because
I agree. I think he'd rather work the 6th, 7th, 8th, and then just that's
be
it.
gone for a month.
Because conveniently enough, that's when the Bruce Springsteen thing finishes. Right? 12/9. Yep. So yeah, be interesting to see if that is actually what happens.
It seems pretty relevant, doesn't it?
Seems pretty relevant.
Find out.
Seems pretty relevant. So yeah, so that's what's happening for the remainder of this season for us as well as them. But yeah, so if Mutt replies to me and we want to do something with him, I'm all for it.
You still have his number saved, Monique?
What?
You still have Mutt's number saved? In your phone?
Probably not. You know, I've changed some stuff around, so I'm not really sure that I have that anymore. To be honest with you, hold on. You're right. You want to see the video? Give me 1 second. I'll pull it up.
The most uncomfortable video you'll watch this week.
Yeah.
Well, it's his buddy James Dolan, Dennis, plopping him down in that front row.
Well, yeah, but
they get next to celebrities.
Was it?
It's all calculated.
Seinfeld.
Amanda Seyfried, right?
The Seyfried. The way she ignores. I mean,
Beth.
She's literally
next to Beth.
6 inches away from Beef. I mean,
no,
literally 6 inches.
I think it's possible they don't know who the fuck they are. It's very
100%.
They're from a generation that shouldn't give a shit about them.
They had no idea who the old dude with the wig was.
I wouldn't if I were their age.
We are going to be ending the show, I promise you, after this, but we just really need to play this.
This has to be seen by the masses.
Yeah, sorry. Hold on. Let me blow
all right,
up.
so look, wait. First, let's set this up. Look, they're all drinking beer. They're all having fun. They're doing what normal human beings do at a basketball game. They're drinking beer, probably ate some food, and now they're all talking over their beer.
Well,
there's a DiCaprio scenario that's exactly like this. It's the same thing. He's seated right next to him. They do not speak. It's just like it.
Here we go.
There is nothing quite like grabbing a beer and kicking back at a basketball game.
Okay, wait. So yeah. So there they are.
There they are.
Look at that. Wow, no beer,
humps,
no popcorn,
nothing.
no peanuts,
no popcorn. And by the way,
dogs.
let us not forget that when you have those seats, right, you have the special entrance. You have just the biggest array of food,
and all that. That's all free, right, Monique? That's on. That's on
with it.
Yeah,
everything's free.
Those beers came with it. Those nice giant beers.
And even though they have exciting lives and busy schedules, it seems celebrities are free. Taking their place called...
Look at Beefus. Let me look at my phone just in case somebody's calling me.
No, I gotta check my Insta. Is somebody liking?
Monique, is that Robert? Is that Robert Kraft behind Beth?
No. No, Robert Kraft would
sure?
not be second row.
No, he would never live in. He would never live in the second row.
A place courtside at the Knicks was a host of famous faces: Amanda Seyfried and Bo Justin.
Look at me, please. Please.
Looking loved up as they.
I love that. I love.
Wow. Oh my God. The dejected look on Beefus's face.
Me.
Oh my God.
That takes a lot of effort to ignore her like that. She's right in your personal space. That's a lot of work.
I can catch her eye. Maybe, just maybe.
Bo Justin Long were looking loved up as they took their place on the front row, sipping beer and having an anime chat. The cute couple was then joined by singing star Taylor Swift, who, after introducing herself, chatted away to the pair throughout the game.
Wow.
Taylor, who was rocking skinny camel trousers and a maroon top, had to sit through a cheerleader performance of her hit.
Look at that.
Monique, the entrance
Wow.
is it on 35th and 8th, where they have
So
like a
the entrance is okay. So if you're going into Madison Square Garden, and you're going down to like Penn Station or something like that, right? So the trains go down, Madison Square Garden is on top, and there's a side entrance on 33rd Street.
It's 33rd or 35th.
No, 35th is past Macy's already at that point.
Oh, they don't intersect with the go. I thought it went all the way.
No, it's between 31st and 33rd. And so
Also-
33rd, there's a side entry and there's a gatekeeper there.
And it's
And
closer to 8th Avenue than 7th.
it is
like
right
on
in
the
between. It's
Okay.
right, it's dead in the center. And
Also-
that's where you go with your special tickets and get in. But
Not the body language. Look at the kids all sitting up straight, just kind of like very, very positive energy. And then look at fucking Quasimodo.
slumpy
with his fucking
Stern.
ride.
Exactly.
Slumps.
Shake it off. And being a true performer, she couldn't help but give a little shake herself. After the game, the 24-year-old star was greeted by Kate Upton, who rushed over to introduce herself and her baseball boyfriend, Justin Verlander.
Married now.
So-
Actors, singers, supermodels, and sports stars. It's pretty hard to keep your eye on the ball with all of this going on.
Everyone
Okay.
but
The best part about that was
Look at
that at the end, when Kate Upton comes over, that hump had already been gone for half the game. There was these
Oh,
two
yeah.
humps left.
Well, we had that great Van Gundy clip
Yeah.
where he went off on Howard for leaving it just after halftime or just
Yeah,
at halftime.
I mean, and the cool kids all hung out and talked
Yeah.
after the. I mean, it's not like they had to fight traffic to leave. I
it's
mean,
everything wrong with the New York Knicks is that scene. It's the biggest poser
Look at that
celebrity
face.
to be
Poser
seen, the
bullshit.
worst franchise in professional sports.
Wow,
That's the Knicks.
look at me, everybody. Look at
I mean,
me,
look at
everybody.
Look at the size of Beefus next.
Well,
to
first off,
Taylor
those
Swift.
front row seats are so fucking uncomfortable. They're like
Look at
retarded.
those hooves.
But look at the size of Beefus next to Taylor Swift.
Look at
I mean-
look at how far out like she extends compared to them.
It is
Her shoulder is-
gigantic.
If I just do a straight line across,
It's a gigantor.
I think
I mean,
my comments coming up. Here.
oh, honey, do these
To answer Frank Zen, that's about, what is that, guys, 6 years ago now? I think time
Yeah.
really goes fast. That's
Look at
at
those
least 5 years ago.
shoved into those heels.
Go up a little
Oh
bit.
my god! Oh, ah!
So yeah, you could tell we had fun with this thread
Oh,
today.
I mean, but it's so amazing though. He so does not understand at all how to be even remotely cool. I mean, seriously, zero
part of him is-
comprehension.
If for some god awful reason Taylor Swift does go on the show, if he were to, he won't have the nerve to say, "Hey, do you remember when we sat next to each other at the Knicks game?"
No.
Because she'll say, "No,
No, she would have
You
no.
know
she
you
would
were
have no
there?
thought.
no."
There's no thought of the old man sitting next to her.
And between the
crazy
6 of
thing.
them there, they don't know Carmelo Anthony from Carmelo Soprano. That's
Oh,
the worst
no.
part. And they have the front row seats. That's everything wrong.
They don't care.
No.
You're just there to be seen. You know, she got tickets. She's with her friend. And you know, she got introduced obviously to Amanda Seyfried and Justin Long. And then and they had a great time and guess who didn't Howard. I would love to have the after clip of that because I'm sure he talked about it the next day.
I'll find that at some point.
He loves
I'll
talking
get it
about
tomorrow.
Did you?
yes, I would love to hear that.
Yeah, I'll get it.
That would be awesome. All right. I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about this.
I wanna feel the sun, have barbecues. I wanna see my friends, the old and new. We'll turn on the game and share some laughs, and we'll play this and that. Now let's say goodbye to rainy days.
The funny thing about that clip is that
there's nothing funny about
I
that.
keep thinking to myself, I'm going to extend it out a little bit more so you can see a little bit more of it. But it's all the same shit. I mean, it's all exactly the same. But maybe
except for the two brothers carrying their sister in a very, very bizarrely awkward.
It's the most
kind of
homoerotic,
way.
incestuous, right?
Incestuous, really perverted way.
My 60-year-old brother-in-law took these pictures of me with my wet hair, with my shirt off.
It is pretty pathetic. I know.
Think about that. So I got it, Monique. It is November 17th, 2014. Howard meets Taylor Swift. No, it's 8 years ago.
Meets.
Crazy.
Meets
Taylor
Swift.
Yeah. Howard Stern sat like 12 feet away from Taylor Swift is more like it. That's like the closest he's ever been to her, right?
That's right. That's right.
Pretty
She's
much,
on his
yeah.
wish list too.
Number one. Number one on the
She's
wish list.
number one.
We're going to leave you guys now because Monique is tired and
I'm
we have
exhausted.
is there anybody on tomorrow? Is there anything going on?
No, there's nothing happening. He's going to keep grooving. He has
Yeah,
more things to groove.
7 pounds, Robin.
Grooving. All right, guys. We'll see you mañana. Have a great night. And
night.
yeah, Jesus. Hey guys, thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any further discussion at RadioGunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RadioGunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so you know when we're doing a new show. Thanks.